Chapter 6, Confessions. Date, April 20th. Time, 7:30 a.m. You seem kind of mad. Are you mad? Dangous asked to Eli. Dangous and Eli were on a call. Dangous has only 30 minutes before he had to go to work. I don't know, was all Eli said. Dangous was right. Eli was mad. But Dangous couldn't figure out why. But then it all clicked. You read Tiffany's diary, didn't you? Maybe, Eli responded. Dangous couldn't believe it. Why would you do that? That thing is supposed to be private. I don't know, man. I was just so curious, Eli confessed. Want to know what it said? No, Dangous exclaimed. Okay, here goes, said Eli. I said no, screamed Dangous. Eli took a deep breath in. Tiffany likes you and not me. Dangous was speechless. Then he wasn't. Knew it, he said. Dangous was excited, but also pretty nervous. It was a few minutes before work, and he figured this would be the perfect time for him to confess his love to Tiffany. His emotions were 65% excitement and 35% nervousness. Dangous strutted into work. After a bit of looking, he found Tiffany. She was kneading some dough. Hey, Tiffany, he said. Tiffany turned towards Dangous. Hi, Dangous. Yeah, can we maybe go somewhere private? I gotta tell you something. Yeah, sure, she said. So the two of them walked into a nearby empty room. Dangous took a deep breath in and out. So, he began, I've been thinking. You and I have become such good friends, and, well, I just wanted to say... Well, say what? Tiffany interrupted. Well, I just wanted to say, I like you more than just a friend. Oh, Tiffany said, you mean you like me as a really close friend? Well, Dangous said, no, more than just a really close friend. I mean, I like you. Tiffany didn't know what to say. Eventually, she just said, wow. Yeah, Dangous said. Do you feel the same way? Tiffany looked at Dangous long and hard. There were no words for the expression on her face. You know, she said, let me think about it. I'll give you my answer tonight over the phone, okay? Oh, okay then, said Dangous. Dangous didn't know how to feel about this. Why was Tiffany waiting to tell him she liked him? Chapter 7, The Reveal. Date, April 21st. Time, 10 o'clock p.m. Hello, said Dangous. Tiffany called Dangous. She was finally going to reveal if she liked him or not. Oh, hi. What was your name again? Dangerous, was it? She said. Dangous was very confused. Tiffany, it's Dangous. I'm pretty sure that was like the first thing I ever said to you. Oh, right. Haha. Sorry, kiddo. Tiffany, you're acting really weird. Are you okay? Of course I'm okay. Why would you think I'm not okay? Tell me why you would think that. Tell me. Whoa, said Dangous. Calm down. Anyways, weren't you gonna tell me if you liked me or not? Oh, yes, of course. And the answer to that is no. Dangus's heart practically stopped. What? He said. Dangous knew this couldn't be right. You don't like me? Why not? We were such good friends. I thought for sure you liked me. Sorry, bub, but it just ain't meant to be. Dangous was very upset. Why did Tiffany write in her diary that she liked Dangous if she didn't actually? Did she lie to him? And why was Tiffany acting so different than normal? Tiffany, said Dangous, you're being really weird. I'm gonna hang up. No, Dangous, wait. Before you go, I want to invite you to something. I want you to come over to my house on Saturday, okay? Dangous was confused. You want to go on a date? But I thought you didn't like me. It's not a date, it's a play date. Yeah, that's right, it's a play date. And I'm inviting you to come over at 12:30. How does that sound? Dangous was more confused than he had ever been. Okay, if you insist. Great, thanks, bye. Tiffany hung up. At this point, Dangous was very confused about so many things. He was actually starting to get kind of nervous for the play date. And rightfully so. Chapter 8, Playdate with Tiffany. Date, April 25th. Time, 12:24 p.m. Dangous stood in front of Tiffany's house. This was it. Tiffany had told Dangous her address, so Dangous came right over. Dangous was unsure how to feel about all this. He liked and trusted Tiffany, but she was acting so weird recently, and now she wanted him to come to her house? It almost seemed like a red flag. Sup, someone said. Dangous turned. He saw Eli standing there. What are you doing here? Dangous asked. Well, let's just say I heard the whole conversation where you got rejected and stuff. What? How? What kind of black magic did you use? Said Dangous. Black magic? No, more like an app. Dangous slapped himself. Eli, you don't use apps to spy on people's conversations, man. What are you even doing here? Are you gonna crash this date/playdate thing? Don't worry, Eli reassured. I'll just listen to your guys' conversation from a distance. I won't resort to doing something crazy unless I have to. Yeah, you better not, Dangous muttered to himself. Dangous walked towards Tiffany's door. He rang the doorbell. After a bit of waiting, someone answered the door. But it wasn't Tiffany. It was her brother, Sullivan. Huh? Dangous, what are you doing here? He said. Tiffany wanted me to come here for some reason. Honestly, I'm about as confused as you are. Sully just glared at him. He leaned in close to Dangous and said, Look, Dangous, Tiffany and I are really close. She only has one male friend in her life, and that's me. You better not take that position away from me. Got it, bub? Dangous just said, Oh, don't worry. Tiffany doesn't seem to be that interested in me anymore anyways. Uh-huh, right, said Sully. He didn't seem to be buying it. Dangous just shrugged it off. Sully walked away. Then Dangous just stood there for about 2 minutes before Tiffany walked in. Dangous, she said, where have you been? Follow me, I've got a surprise for you. Tiffany went down the hall into her room. Dangous followed. When they were both in, she shut the door. What's up, Tiffany? Why did you need me at your house? You know what? I'm just gonna cut to the chase, Dangous. I don't like you. Dangous gulped. Yeah, I know. Didn't you already tell me that? Tiffany said, Oh, but it's more than just that, dangy-wangy. I don't just dislike you. I hate you. And you know what I do with people I hate? Dangous gulped. Tiffany reached into a drawer and pulled out a handful of knives and forks. They began levitating above her head, and they were all pointed at Dangous. Well, let's just say they get the short end of the stick. Chapter 9. The Finale. Date, April 25th. Time, 12:34 p.m. Oh no, Dangous screamed. He was under attack by his own crush. A load of knives and forks flew at him and he dodged them all by an inch. Tiffany, I don't get it. Where did you get all these magic levitation powers from? And why are you using them to try to kill me? Dangous cried. Tiffany just looked at him blankly. I thought I made myself pretty clear. A knife flew at his head. Dangous grabbed it in midair and threw it at the wall. I hate you, Tiffany said. Dangous didn't fight back. He couldn't. So his only other option was to jump out Tiffany's window. So he did. He landed in Tiffany's backyard. Tiffany jumped after him. Hey, she shouted, do you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? Dangous looked at the trampoline in her backyard. It was the kind that had a big circular net around the edges. You know the kind. Dangous ran over to it. Using his strength, he tipped the trampoline over Tiffany, trapping her. Hey, let me out, she growled. Don't underestimate me. You have no idea what I'm capable of. But then Dangous saw something. Well, two things actually. He saw Eli guy standing on a windowsill. This didn't surprise Dangous because Eli said earlier he would be spying on the conversation. But what did surprise him was what he saw inside the window. He saw Sully. Sully was standing there in front of a large green crystal. He was struggling and shouting. In fact, Sully's movements were exactly in sync with Tiffany's. Then it all clicked in Dangous' head. Sully was mind-controlling Tiffany to attack Dangous. He was also probably controlling her when she confessed her feelings to Dangous over the phone a few nights ago as well. After all, Sully seemed pretty jealous of Dangous, so it made sense why he would do this. And he must have bought the green crystal off the black market. It was probably what was helping Sully do all the dark magic to control Tiffany's body. Now Dangous was angry, but he knew exactly what he had to do. Psst, he called to Eli. Hey, Eli, do me a favor, will ya? Dangous pointed to the green crystal. Destroy it, he said. Eli nodded at him. He flung open Sully's window and went inside Sully's bedroom. What the? Sully said. Who are you and what are you doing here? I'm going to end this thing once and for all, Eli said, before he grabbed the nearby hammer and smashed the crystal into bits. Chapter 10. Endings. Date, April 25th. Time, 12:37. Tiffany stopped struggling. He laid there looking dizzy and confused. Huh? She said. Well, what happened? What's going on? Dangous pushed the trampoline off from over her head. You were being mind-controlled by your brother to attack me, so I saved you. Wow, you would do that for me? Said Tiffany. Well, I love you, said Dangous. Tiffany's eyes lit up. She leans in for a kiss, but before their lips could touch, she heard an angry Eli clear his throat. Hello? Tiffany, why can't you like me? What about me? Tiffany just looked at him. She looked at Dangous, then back at Eli. Sorry, she said, but I'm into men with YouTube channels. She leans in and gives Dangous a big, long kiss. But I have a YouTube channel too, Eli muttered to himself. Then all of a sudden, another girl walks in. "Hey, what's going on here?" Eli looks at her and immediately fell in love. "Hey, what are you doing here?" he says. "We don't usually get women this beautiful around here," said Eli. "I'm Tiffany's sister, Tina," said Tina. "Name's Eli. So how would you like to go and grab a bite with me, Tina?" "Don't mind if I do," said Tina. So the two of them go off. "Well," said Dangous, "I guess it was a happy ending for everyone." "I guess it was," said Dangous. And that's the end of Dangous and Tiffany's story. Dangous and Tiffany went on to date for 6 more years before getting married. They had 3 beautiful children named Jenny, Jonah, and Junior. Unfortunately, Eli and Tina weren't so lucky. They only dated for about 2 weeks before Tina broke up with Eli after finding out that he was also simultaneously in a relationship with 7 other girls. None of them knew about any of the others, of course. Eli was good at keeping things a secret. And Sullivan? Well, he got in trouble for buying an illegal magical item. He had to go to jail for 6 years. And thus concludes our tale. But who knows what adventures are waiting to be uncovered.